I'm a man. I don't cry. Crying's for weak people. I'm too strong for that. Is crying okay? Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Today I want to talk about crying. Crying is definitely necessary when we're talking about therapy and therapeutic topics. It's often seen as a taboo in society, and quite honestly, especially for men. Obviously, I'm a man, so I can only speak upon my other male brethren. But many times, men are raised saying that men don't cry, that you're weak if you cry. And, many things can be said about women too. When they cry, they say they're overly emotional. And I want to say that crying is a beautiful thing. Crying is necessary. There's a reason we have tear ducts. There's a reason why liquid emits from those tear ducts at certain times. It's necessary. It's a means of cleansing. And we need that. We need that, and we need it to be healthy. With everything that we go through in life, not everything's necessarily wrong or right, but there are healthy and unhealthy ways to do things. And there are healthy ways to cry. Crying is beautiful, and I can talk about my experience with crying, man. Crying helps you release. When you had a rough day, when you've gone through something emotional, somebody hurt you, somebody disrespected you, you broke up with someone, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a divorce, a husband, a wife, your best friend got on your nerves, somebody said something that irked you the wrong way, somebody you didn't even know talked bad about you, or talked bad about your shoes or your weight. There's a million reasons why you could cry, but crying helps to release that. We store all these emotions inside of us, and we have this pent up aggression and anger and unresolved issues because we don't release. If you think about it, if we're putting things inside of us, there's only a finite amount of space that we can fill before we burst, before we blow. And I'm sure you've seen, if not, you have been a person that has blown up. From holding in too much emotions. After a while, it'll come out whether you want it to or not. So when you practice a healthy release of those emotions, they won't get the best of you. You won't blow up one day and go crazy and just start attacking people. Crying is healthy. Crying is necessary, man. Please cry. Like, I cry whenever necessary, whenever I feel like it. I've gotten to the point where when I was in the thick of it, when I was going through the midst of real therapy for the first time and battling addictions and old demons that I was fighting, man, I've cried, and I've cried from the depths of my being, from the inside. I had a cry that was painful. I've cried painful tears to the point where I don't want to cry anymore. But that's because I had years and years of backed up emotions that were stored that needed to be released. And when you hold it in, that's what happens. So I want to address when people say that, oh, I'm too strong to cry, that only weak people cry. Let's clear something up. First and foremost, everybody's weak. And not weak to define you, but everyone has weak moments. And that's okay. I want you to understand it's okay to be weak. It's healthy to be weak. You don't know everything. You won't be 100% on top of your game all the time. You will fail. Perfection is not attainable. We should seek after it, but realize too, it's okay to be human. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to cry. Crying is beautiful. It's healthy. It releases things that are pent up inside of you, man. So it's okay to be weak. By being weak, we're being strong. And for the strong people that say, I'm too strong to cry, I'm not weak that I have to cry, you're actually the weak one, believe it or not. Because when you cry and you release that pain, it's painful. You have to deal with that pain coming out of you, and it's painful. So the people who don't cry are avoiding that pain. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with the pain and anxiety and everything that comes out with it. So in reality, people who don't cry are the weak ones because you don't want to face that pain. You'd rather stuff it all inside, ignore it, distract yourself with things instead of crying and acknowledging the pain that's inside you, acknowledging the real emotions that exist in you and in me and in everyone else. It's part of the human experience. Don't deny yourself the human experience. Yeah, it hurts. Yeah, it's painful. That's part of life. Life has ups and downs. Life has good moments and bad moments. Life can be beautiful and life can be dark at times. But that's the human experience. We learn, we grow, we adapt, we change. And overall, it's a beautiful process. Like I said, there's ups and downs, but overall, life is beautiful and life is interesting. We have to appreciate that life isn't always good or isn't always bad. If life was always good, we'd be bored. If life was always bad, we'd hate ourselves. We'd hate life. But the fact that we get these ups and downs is great. It helps us from being stagnant. It helps us from being bored. Do you want to be bored? Nobody wants to be bored. We hate being bored. Everybody says, I'm bored. I need something to do. Life isn't boring. So allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to have highs, to have lows. But crying is so essential. Please allow yourself to be a human. Cry. And that doesn't mean force yourself to cry, but when you're in the moment and you feel like crying, allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to cry. It's okay. And if you have to seclude yourself, you have to excuse yourself. And if you're around people, if you're at work, I've been at work before when I was going through the midst of my deepest, darkest times and my emotions were overtaking me. And I started crying even when I didn't want to at work. I'd excuse myself. I'd walk away from my desk, walk into the bathroom, go in a stall and cry my eyes out. It's necessary. I was able to release all those pent up emotions to the point where I'm the happiest that I've ever been in life. And it's because I've released those emotions. They're not holding me back anymore because I won't allow them to. So it's the same thing for you. I challenge you today to allow yourself to be human, allow yourself to cry. But if you really love yourself and want the best for you, get that out of your system. You need to clean that out. We're always cleaning the dishes, cleaning our apartments, cleaning our cars, cleaning ourselves. People bathe daily. We need to clean the inside. And crying is such a necessary part of that cleansing routine. It's literally, water escaping from our eyes. Emotions can come out with that, with the escape. So just release. Allow yourself to be real today. Cry. If you have to cry by yourself, seclude yourself to your bedroom or to a bathroom or wherever it takes, but let it out. It's okay. Not only is it okay, it's healthy. It's good for you, and it's part of the human experience. Please allow yourself to be human. If other people have told you crying is weak, men don't cry, whatever the situation is, I'm here to clarify today that you can cry. You should cry. It's healthy, and if you love yourself, start crying on the regular. It's a great release. It's a great therapeutic tool. And you'll see a difference. If you've ever cried before or you cry sparingly, let it out. It might hurt at first, but the more often you get used to it, the better it'll get. And quite honestly, one day, you really won't have much to cry about. I've even cried joyful tears. I never knew what that was. I thought, when you're sad, when you're hurt, when you're depressed, that's when you cry. But there have been points where I've reflected off of how much I've changed in life, and I look back at the deep, dark days, and I see where I'm at now, and sometimes I just get overwhelmed with joy, and I start crying happy tears. I didn't know what that was like, man. Happy tears are a beautiful thing, and you can experience that. I'm not anyone special. This opportunity, this experience is available to everyone, man, so please, love yourself. Cry. It's okay. Please, if you have any comments, leave comments below this video. Share this video with people. Find a friend that you can be open and honest and raw with and cry with too. It's always great to have someone there with you as well. But allow yourself to be human today. Cry. It's going to be okay. You'll feel better afterwards, and you're on your way to becoming a healthy person.